It was just one of those grotty, yobbo-ish type shows.
I thought it was total rubbish, and in fact, I was wondering whether he was actually drunk.
I think he was just totally out of control on Saturday night.
Did it go national?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it'll be dealt with.
Get your backside couchside next.
But luckily, our problem is simple to solve. All you've got to do when you are watching or listening is to turn that little switch. And then, if you're not happy with what you're seeing, you don't like it, or it just frankly bores you, put the switch to off.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Mick Molloy Show, live across Australia on the 9 Network. Tonight we got Judith Lucy live from New York City. We got Bob Franklin, we got Tony Munn, we got Pendo and Lee Patch. Yeah, we got a lot to take, we got a lot to do. We got Simon Jarrett and Justin Rue, TV snacks and tracky dance.
Surprised me. Well, thanks, boys. Welcome, everyone, to the worst show ever to go to air on Australian TV. I hope you're happy.
What have you done?
I don't know what's...
What have you done,
I
Mick
have
Molloy?
no
My
idea.
mum is calling me up from New Zealand. It's on the news over there. What is going on? My mum won't call. She never has.
We have fired up the nutbags. The nutbags have got too much spare time on their hands and constantly dial talkback radio stations about a day out at our expense.
Oh, they have been.
But you know my favourite call? It was one that went to air on the Sunday, and it simply said to the announcer, "It's just a bunch of fat people sitting on couches." Well.
I'm taking personal issue with that.
You're not pulling your weight.
And so's Barry on bass. What's going on?
We'll have to fatten you two up during the week.
This is the kind... I actually had to go to New Zealand during the week, and I was going through passport control, and I had sunglasses on, and the bloke stamping going, "Oh, was that bad, was it, mate?" That's what he said to me. What happened? Now, you mentioned the talkback callers. We should point out that quite a few of the people who called up Talkback Radio were, in fact, staff members of your program.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody.
It's true.
Much appreciated.
And we've actually we've got some evidence of that here. Have a look at this.
Oh, good. With no big-name guest artists. It's not like Hey Hey with the wheel segment and red faces and all the other things. It was basically Mick Molloy sitting on the couch, looking as though he could do with a good wash. And let's have a whip around to buy him a comb too.
Norman, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Norman.
Listen, I'm an older viewer, so I don't really think the program's targeted, but I still think it was an appalling taste. There was at one moment, I don't know if you saw, but the host of the program came out and urinated on his own set. I think everyone involved with that show can blow it out their arse.
I don't think Mick Molloy would appreciate that comment.
So that's where it's coming from.
But what did you do? What was in the show that caused so much trouble?
All right, let's put it to bed now. For anyone who missed the first episode of the Mick Molloy Show, here's what the drama's all about. Here's some highlights. Here's trouble. And I just can't see it.
Blow it out of your ass, will you? Come on.
No, you blow it out your ass.
No, you blow it out.
No, you blow it out your ass. No, you blow it out your ass. Warning, contents may cause NRL players to hurl their own poop around room.
What did those warnings say may cause you to urinate on the set of your own program?
Are you referring to me or you?
Yes, I'm writing my name.
Here's a good one, Glen Ridge. It looks like he's on the crapper.
What the heck's going on here? What's up here?
I tell you what, you boys, if you don't feel too well, you can perhaps finish this thing.
In the Navy.
Blowing out your bot. We don't stand around here for a drink.
Who would you sleep with if you were gay?
I would go with Jeff Jantz. But I would insist that Kerry Ann was there as well.
There you
There it is. That's the cause of all the trouble.
Yes. What are you going to say about that?
Well, there was a bit of violence in there, and one of the main accusations on Talkback Radio is that this show is too violent.
Yeah, that's true. And I thought, just to settle the point, let's take a look at a highlights package of what would have been on telly had we not gone to air last Saturday night. Well, now that's family entertainment. Good, wholesome fun.
Mick, I walked out after 5 minutes, so I don't know what happened. It's quite clear from the highlights package that there was some spew-based activity.
That's correct, and that was one of the main complaints on Talkback during the week, the amount of vomit that appeared on this show. So why don't we take a look at what went out on another channel at exactly the same time.
I think that was far more ambiguous.
Yeah, I think we'll be mulling over that one for hours, Bob, trying to get to the bottom of it. But, this has been a goldmine for us. It really has. We've never had so much publicity. We came in under cloud cover, but this week, I swear to God, it's just been wall-to-wall coverage. So we thought, let's milk this cow to death. So, just to keep those phones ringing, here's a highlights package of what you can expect to see on tonight's program.
How much is that doggy in the window?
Come on, Mini Mick. Remember, grab anything in a size 10. Hey!
All right, everyone, now it's time to play. Blow it out your ass! All right, butt, let's get ready to rumble!
Here's the numbers to call. There they are. In whatever state you're in. Maybe wait till Monday, but if you listen, you can hear the phone ringing at reception right now. And obviously those numbers will be flashed up during the program to help people out, Mick.
Indeed. Hey, we're done with that now. Let's put it behind us and plough headlong into the first show. I'm very excited because we've spent ages trying to lock this band in. Negotiations have been furious and ongoing for some time, but we got them. They're rock gods. They're outrageous. Say hello to Velvet Tongue.
Baby, now I'm staring down barrel. smoking gun. You got me acting like I never really wanna be there. I'm a chilly crime out at a screeching sun. Smoking gun. Run like crazy. There's no town. Run like crazy. There's no town, there's no town. Run like get out of your houses and into the street. Be yourself like a dog. Running, come on now, children, there's no time to wait. Come on now, moving down the girlfriends of fame. Friends of fame. Run like crazy. There's no town. Run like crazy. There's no town, there's no time. Run like crazy. Oh, going home, baby, this is my moment. Woo! Crazy. There's no town. Run like crazy. There's no town, there's no town. Run like crazy. There's no town. Run like crazy. There's no town, there's no town. Run like crazy. Oh, going home, baby.
Velvet Tongue, back in a minute. All right. Are you largest? You did a great job. Not quite as good as the puppets, but not bad. I'll come back and thank Velvet Tongue again with... Oh, hello, who's this?
G'day, mate. How's it going, mate?
Who are you? Barbara. And you manage these boys?
Uh-huh. In fact, you're lucky, actually, that we could even come on the show. You're a bloody industry hack, mate. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Some of those reviews, toilet humour, moron, stuff like that. That was just the ad breaks.
I've been gone by a puppet. This whole thing has gone too far. Oh, what you...
God.
Now I'm angry. Come on. Flash up the numbers now. Be with you in a sec, fellas. Thought I might just check out the neighbourhood, see what's going on.
Yeah, do that.
Because, you know, it's good to be community-minded and know what's kind of going on around you. Yeah. Maybe we'll have a bit of a look-see, shall I?
Sure. Look in on them, mate.
Ooh. What do we got here? No. Dear, oh dear. Someone hasn't been paid for their last copper art commercial. You got over here. Uh-oh.
Not again.
More spew, I'm afraid, boys. That was totally gratuitous. And just see what Pete's burger over there. Can't believe it. Oh. We'll just pretend that didn't happen.
That never happened.
Pretend that wouldn't happen. Now, guys, just before we get into it, thank you, Paul. Right. Just before we get into it, I had a bit of a powwow with the network this week, and they've assured me there's going to be no network interference, and they're right behind us. Isn't that great news? Yeah!
Who were those guys?
I have no idea. Let's just plough on. The big stories this week. I suppose we've got to kick off with Johnny Howard.
What's he done this week?
He's angry. He's furious. He's chucked a hissy fit.
Has he? Who at?
Well, he's gone overseas. He said, I'm going to sort this out. I'm going to see Clinton. It's leave it up to me, boys. You know how long he got?
How long?
Half an hour. Half an hour, one-on-one with President Clinton, which isn't as long as your intern, basically. They get longer than that. They do. He should have paid for the hour and he would have got full service. Silly boy, silly boy. And there's another sideline to that story. Yeah. There was a protest going on around the White House at the time they met, and it was by a group who were protesting against sex outside of marriage. And when John Howard left, he left in his government car with the darkened windows, so they all thought it was Clinton and they attacked him. And I just thought, what a laugh, like, you know, going John Howard for sex outside marriage. I'm not convinced he believes in sex within marriage. You know what I mean? He was working up towards that. That's got to be the most outrageous call of all time.
And then he's gone, he's threatened Mr Habibi. Did you notice that?
He's got Habibi too.
He's threatened Habibi, and
he's on the ropes. He's got him on the ropes, Tony.
It's the wrong time of the month for John Howard, obviously.
But then Habibi said, well, or else what are you going to do? And Howard's basically gone, well, I know Bill Clinton. And we're getting along quite well at the moment. Basically, John Howard's answer to Habibi was, my dad's a policeman. What I could see.
Pretty much. And hey, the other big mover and shaker making the headlines.
Oh, no, don't show that photo.
I'm going to have to. Oh, flash up the phone numbers.
Oh,
look out!
Don't look at the evil thing.
That's the number to call if this photo offends you.
Now, the story, as I understand it, is he's, well, it's alleged he's taken 1.2 million not to criticise the banks. And have a look at that picture again. I reckon there's been some hush money regarding that hairpiece too. You know, he's taken at least 1.2 mil to keep quiet about that botched job, hasn't he?
But the thing about it is, this is a story about ethics and principles and conflict of interests and broadcasting rights and all that kind of thing. But when you watch the story on the news with somebody else, they always say, what's going on with his hair? What's going on with his hair? It's like, it's a huge stilo pad.
Yes.
And
sort of a, not so much a comb over, but there's magnets in his forehead that draw the hair over.
This is my impression of John Laws cleaning saucepans. That's how he does it every time.
Hey, I'm just still coming to terms with the idea you can bag some cash just for criticising a bank.
It's an interesting idea, isn't it?
Because I was down at my branch yesterday and it was pretty crappy. In fact, some of the queues were rather long. In fact, I think we should open a couple of branches in the country. Whenever you're ready. What do you think about John Laws, Jake, people? There you go. We've had fun at his expense.
The revelations keep on coming from John Laws too.
Oh, really?
Did you see him on the telly last night?
No.
He made another announcement. Yes, it's true. I've been selling babies on the internet. I saw it as a legitimate commercial opportunity, and I'm sure all Australians would do the same. Here's Colin Hewitt. That's what he said.
That's the punchline. Here's Colin Hewitt. Hey, here's another story that's been raging throughout the week. I love this one here. This is a beauty. Have you heard about this? It's hippo eats dwarf.
Oh, I'll be blamed for that.
A hippopotamus has swallowed a dwarf in a circus accident in northern Thailand. Well, there goes our closer.
And he's done it off a trampoline.
He died when he bounced sideways from a trampoline and was swallowed by a yawning hippopotamus, which was waiting to appear next. But the crowd thought it was part of the act and just applauded wildly. And I'm thinking, you know who would have been really pissed off?
Who's that?
The bloke coming on after that.
Oh.
How do you top that?
I can't believe they even bothered reporting it, to be honest. 10 a penny, aren't they, incidents like that?
That happens every day, Mom. Every day.
Hearing about it.
Is that all the really big stories out of the way?
No, I got another one here. This is a beauty, this one. Stephen King. You'd be familiar with the work of Stephen King. I think you've got most of his films on Laserdisc,
But what's happened to him?
He was involved in a car accident.
This is a while back.
This is a couple of months ago. I think he's still in hospital.
Yep.
But the details of the story are quite interesting. He was hit walking down the road by a white van, and the driver of the white van apparently lost control of the vehicle after being distracted by a dog which was loose inside the white van. It's kind of weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Here's how the whole thing was reported on Crime Stoppers.
But even while... They're getting a little graphic, aren't they? But, you know, even while he was burning on the ground, he wrote 2 books. That's what I heard.
Stephen King's The Gravel Rationing. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Flash up the numbers.
Flash up the numbers now. And the other big story of the week, pertinent to the big brown land of Oz, is in fact probably the greatest football side in the world right now, are here, and that's Manchester United, who've pulled off an amazing triple header overseas. They're at the MCG early in the week. They play tomorrow in Sydney. Bob, correct me if I'm wrong, but did you not catch up with them during the week at a training session?
I did go down there, Mick. I play soccer myself. I play for Middle Park. We're not going too well, so let's just drop that. I want to talk about that.
Sorry, Bo.
Let's talk about Man United. I went down there with Pendo, tagged along with Pendo, and we managed to snaffle 3 of the biggest names of Man United: Teddy Sheringham, Ryan Giggs and Dennis Irwin. We took them to one side in front of all the world's press there, and I think between us we asked them all the big questions, the questions that I think everyone wants to hear the answers to. So we're going to take a look at that now, preceded by some highlights from
their amazing season.
Incredible season.
Look at that.
This is in
What's going on here, Bob?
the FA Cup final. That's Teddy Sheringham there, knocking that one away.
Oh, liquid football.
All right, Tom. Yeah. And that's Teddy Sheringham equalising against Bayern Munich in the European final, and here he helps it on, and Solskjaer bangs in a winner. That's your treble. This is Giggsy.
What an individual goal.
What an incredible goal. There he goes. There's kids on the pitch. They think it's all over. It is now.
A big year for Man United. How's it feel? A bit of the last month, soak it all in and come down with it all, and then get back on board for next year. Is that the case?
Yeah, that's all we've done over the last month. Just enjoyed what we did last year.
Yep.
But now it's back to business, and we're getting ready for the new season.
Good to have Mark Bosnich on board.
Yeah, it's because losing Peter is going to be a blow.
Yep.
But with Bozzy, I think we've replaced him with a world-class player.
Teddy, what do you think of plans to use a time machine to bring back some of the great players of the 70s?
Good idea, that. Who do you want to see?
There's been a lot of comparisons made with the 1999 Man United side. I recently heard them compared to an 18th century agricultural device. Is that way wide of the mark?
Yeah, the gaffer often likens us to them, yeah. So you're about right there, yeah.
Ryan, lycanthropy. Can a man really change into a wolf under a full moon?
I don't know, we'll see tonight.
I'm here with Dennis Irwin, one of the stalwarts of Manchester United. Great thrill to be here in Australia, play a game, couple of games.
Delighted to be here, first time here. All the lads are looking forward to it. Well, we had a good year last year. It'd be hard to top that, but expectations are higher this club, and we'll always be in there trying to win something. As you said, there's a new World Club Championship this year, so it'll be a bit new for us. Yep. But all we can do is try our best, and hopefully, if we win one, that's good, and anything else is a bonus after that.
How many years at Man United for you? You've been there quite a while now?
This is my 10th year now.
10th year?
10 years, 10 good years though.
Gee, you've seen a few players come and go, and a few dollars spent in that time.
I have. A long time, a lot of change of players. Obviously, Buzzy's new this year, but I know him 10 years ago. I know he was at the club 10 years ago, but he's fairly loud. But a lot of good players have come and go at this club.
Good stuff. Bobby, anything for Dennis?
Dennis, what do you say to rumours that Gary Neville has been stealing bodies from graveyards and building some sort of creature from the parts in his garage?
I don't think Nev is that lively. I think if you'd said any other player, maybe so. I think Nev just lays up in his house all day.
So Neville's
so no lifeless. He'll be clear. He's in the clear.
Suspicion.
Yeah, he'll have an alibi.
Oh, fantastic work. Well done, Bob. Asking the hard questions, Bob Franklin, just the way we like to see it. We'll be back.
How good is that trophy, Mickey?
Which one? The World Cup one?
The trophy they were playing for.
Yeah, it was like a half a trophy.
Yes, they come back next year, and if they win, they get the other half.
Back to back, it's the only way out. We're going to take a short break and be back with Judith Lucy live from New York. Hang about. Thank you, boys. Thank you, boys. All right. Are we all hooked up? Are we all ready to go? We're going to try something quite ambitious here. We're going to cross live to New York to check in with, well, our favourite chick on the program. It's Judith Lucy! Oh, my God.
Good evening.
Look at that. Dear, oh dear. Great to catch up.
I think you can tell I'm a fairly sophisticated traveller, and the tip is not to look too much like a tourist.
Judith, can you hear us?
I can, Jess. Tony, how are you going?
Could you leave a 1-second pause after each of our questions?
That's all right. I'll just run out the back and tell her. Jude, I need to know, how did you go? You're over there now. How was the flight over?
Look, I've got to tell you, the trip didn't get off to the most tippity-top start.
Okay.
Basically, look, I'm travelling with my manager, Kevin, because I'm, you know, a little like Madonna. And and can I just say that I must have looked sensational by the time I got to LA Airport, because someone actually asked if Kevin, who's 26, was my son, which would have meant that I'd given birth to him when I was 5. And, you know, sure, I was married, but we didn't want to rush into having a family. Boom, bada, bang. So Kev and I have gotten on the plane in Australia, and, you know, we've done that thing that you do when you're on a 24 international flight and you want to get some sleep. You think, well, why just settle for sleeping tablets when we all know international flight equals the 2 words free and alcohol? So, basically, we've had a pretty healthy cocktail, but unfortunately, before we managed to knock ourselves out, we went through a phase where we were pretty unbearable. And at one point, one of the flight attendants has had to tell us to stop shouting because we decided to have a conversation while we were still both wearing our Walkmans. And not long after that, and this is the most mystifying part of the trip, Mick, neither of us know how, we don't know why, we have wound up in the cockpit. Now, I'm not sure, as you do, I'm not sure if we were trying to hijack the plane after the flight attendant had told us to be quiet, but we're in there, Kev's got the little camera, he's trying to tape it all for the show. I'm not kidding, as soon as I have gotten in there, I just could not stop cracking flying high jokes. I'm like nudging the captain and going, hey, they don't call it a cockpit for nothing. Over, under, Roger, Roger, under, over. Jimmy, have you got yourself a dog? I swear to you, I couldn't just stop short of trying to recreate, well, the shit's really going to hit the fan joke. And then I have been trying to get the captain to say something that referred to the Mick Molloy Show. Not surprisingly, by this stage, he's, you know, a little bit anxious. So he's kind of reacted like I've actually asked him to say, you know, hey, pass the crack pipe, the only way to fly. this is all pretty strange. Then we have landed at LA Airport. We're going through customs, and there has been an announcement saying, could Judith Lucy please report to customs immediately? I'm thinking, oh no, they found the beef I was trying to smuggle in. You know, either that or one of those pilots wants to date me. And they've pulled me over, and no, they want to confiscate the tape that we've taken in the cockpit, you know. I'm thinking probably because I was so damn hilarious they want to send it to a Hollywood agent. They have gone berserk. It all went very Midnight Express. They've just been saying things like, haven't you noticed they never film the cockpit in movies? And I was going to say, well, surely you've seen Flying High. But I thought, best to let that go. And then they've been saying stuff like, you've got no idea how many security regulations you've broken. And I'm thinking, you know what? Is the cockpit a well-kept secret? I mean, you know, sure, other countries have planes, but obviously they don't have that bit down the front with the lights and the buttons. I mean, you know, I've heard in Russia that the pilots just sit down the front of the plane in a small shoe store. So, you know...
You got there in the end. Hey, Jude, I have to ask you, are you done with the plane, Jude?
No, I'm not.
I thought I might have jumped in a little quickly.
Look, it didn't really improve because then we had to get onto an American plane. And can I just say, you had to pay $5 American for the headset to watch the movie. And I'm thinking, you know, what? Is the seat an optional luxury? You know, do we have to pay to watch the safety demonstration? And then the breakfast has arrived, and I've gone for French toast, which was like this sort of cinnamon syrupy thing, and underneath it had a lump of Spam. And I'm thinking, well, that's a great combination. I mean, Special K was also available, but I thought, well, that probably comes with some shredded steak, so I gave that a miss.
Fantastic. Well, we're glad to see you got there safely, Jude. And what have you been up to yourself since you've been out in the town in New York?
Well, I've been doing some pretty smart shopping, as I think you can tell, but I took myself off to a shop they have here called As Seen on TV, where all they sell is stuff off infomercials. And I had to pick myself up a can save. Can we actually get a bit of a close-up of that? As you can see,
it's the future
ingenious.
of banking.
Sorry?
It's the future of banking, Jude.
Absolutely. Well, isn't it just the smartest thing you've ever seen? Because, of course, it's a safe, but it's disguised as a can. And what I love about it is the fact that, and I went for the soup one, they had everything from Ajax to Hairspray, but on the back it actually says, an absolute must to put one in your suitcase when you travel. Because, you know, if I was a thief and I found a can of soup in someone's luggage, I wouldn't think that was suspicious at all. I mean, you know, when I'm travelling, I always say to myself, must remember my sensible shoes, my toiletries, and oh, can't forget my cream of potato. But hey, I didn't stop there. Couldn't resist this. Throw away your toothpaste forever and say hello to fresh breath with the copper tongue scraper. As you can see, it's just a strip of copper that they've bent in the middle, and how we are meant to believe that, you know, you can get fresh breath by just shoving half a coat hanger in your mouth and scraping the top layer of your tongue off.
And I think that copper tongue implement also doubles as it can actually divine water, Jude. Have you heard that yourself?
I think so, and you can hang half a shirt on it. And I love this too. It actually says on the packet, fresher, cleaner breath for women, men, and every member of the family. And I would have thought that women and men pretty much would have covered it, but, you know, I guess you might have an uncle who's a bear. And listen, the last thing was, I just stopped short of buying some cellulite cream that claimed that it could remove cellulite from your thighs, bottom, and chin. Now, I'm still a bit vague about what cellulite is and whether it actually exists, but I've never actually heard of anyone having it on their chin. I think that would be a bit like saying, well, she's got a great figure, but she could really take some weight off her forehead.
Hey,
So there you go.
We should ask Mick, has the rapturous acclaim with which the first episode of this program has been showered with, has it reached New York?
Oh, look, people have just been stopping me in the street.
People have been trying to confiscate that tape as well, Jude. I think you'll find. Jude, you're a great sport. Thanks for dropping by. What is your reason for being in New York anyway, may I ask, before we go?
I'm just off. I'm off to Montreal for the Montreal Comedy Festival later today.
OK, well, don't change.
Judith.
Just go straight there.
Judith.
Absolutely.
Judith. Bob Franklin here,
Yeah.
Channel 9. I've heard that they have taxis over there and they're yellow.
Well,
yes?
you're on to something. It's a bit of a scoop. Keep it under your hat.
Sounds like a crazy place.
It's mad.
We were never supposed to get that heavy. Thank you, Judith. We really appreciate you dropping by.
See you guys.
What do you reckon, Archie? We off to a break? We're going to go to a break and be back with more in just a minute. Hang in there, people. Welcome back. We got heaps more show for you, but in the meantime, guys, are you aware of this? There's this craze sweeping the nation at the moment for these parades to break the record for the most amount of utes with dogs in the back.
Is that right?
And there's been a number of them around Australia, and a couple of weeks ago they held one at Corowa in New South Wales. So we just thought, that's got to be a good day out. You know, that's got to be fun. As many dogs and utes in the one place as you can find. And most blokes I know who have relationships with dogs are good blokes. And dogs just never let you down. We filmed a little piece. Here we go in Corowa. Congratulations, ma'am. You're the very first registration of the day. How does it feel?
A bit scary, actually.
Does this mean you'll be leading the parade?
I hope not.
All right. And who have you got in the back here?
Steffi?
Steffi. Hello, Steffi. Thank God she's chained. Looking forward to the old parade today.
Well, I don't know whether I am or it's all for a good cause. That's the only reason I'm in it.
That's a great cause. And then we got in the back here.
That's Chopper.
Chopper.
You know Chopper Reed?
Yeah, he's got both his ears, that dog.
Yeah.
Brownie.
Yeah,
Brownie.
original name.
You stayed up all night thinking of that one, didn't you? Is it right if I pat your dog?
Yeah.
Oh, look, don't put your hands in, whatever you do.
Oh, look out.
You will go, yeah?
Put a muzzle on that thing. Oh, no.
I get too close. I haven't fed him this morning.
You haven't fed him? Oh, no. They're going to run amok? Oh, mate, there's going to be some trouble later on, isn't there? I reckon you'll be in it.
We'll get all my wheel test on today, I reckon.
I reckon there could be a bit of action later on with all these dogs.
Well,
You
we can only hope.
We can only hope.
As long as there's no double deckers, mate.
Look out, you come from Sweden.
Only take a minute now to sing my song.
Oh no, he's gone. He's gone. What did he look like?
Oh, he was big.
Hang on a second. What the hell's going on here? You seen this many dogs and utes in the one place before?
Only at nightclubs.
Do anything resembling a real dog anywhere?
No, they didn't say we had to have a real one.
That's right, you got them on a technicality there. Hey buddy, I think you're looking for the kids in ute parade. You got it right here.
Can I have a sedative for me, dog? I think he's getting too excited.
Settle down over there. Obviously the excitement of the big day out's got to it. Are you going to be taking part in the motorcana?
No, mate.
No? Yeah, you're going to take in the motorcana?
What is that?
tailgate. Hate to trouble you, mate, but is there any chance you give me a lift down the shops?
Yeah, no worries.
Beautiful.
Ute number 15, the most feral owner. Ute number 84, the most feral dog. And ute number 109, the most feral ute. We're waiting for ute drivers to come down and claim your prizes. Geez, it's our feral owner. Our feral owner. There you go.
Mate, I've never seen so many blokes with utes before in my life, and they just keep coming.
Yeah.
All right, where are they all now?
They're all down the road, forming the queue.
Yep.
And at midday, we're all going to move off and parade down through the town.
You know what? You don't see too many things that are inspiring, but look and learn, International Olympic Committee. If that isn't the opening ceremony of the year 2000 Olympics, I know nothing about Australia. Look at that. It's just utes and dogs as far as you can see. This is what it's all about. Wait for the people. How are you, team? 150 utes, how about that? Oh, it's a special day. Hey, am I right or am I wrong? It's a special day. That's all right. Hey, I had a lot of fun, but it was the dog's day out. That's fantastic. That should be, we should have 600 utes going round the opening ceremony.
Forget the marching bands altogether.
That's right.
How pleased did those two guys look to be given a bottle of wine each?
It was well handled all round, and in fact it was actually for a pretty good cause. It was to raise money for Camp Quality, and I think we've got the number. You can make a donation. It's a pretty good cause, and that was one of the best days out I've had in a long time. Now, I don't want to harp on, but Bob, are those cucumber sandwiches over there a little bit of a tip-off?
Not again.
Good call, Mickey. The cucumber sandwiches have proved very popular. Insofar as we received the only positive letter about the whole show from Mr. Kent Windsor of Box Hill. He liked the cucumber sandwiches.
In fact, that's the only positive word written about this show all week. And
under the heading, Hooray, Molloy.
Which incidentally is the title of my autobiography. It's coming out soon.
I've heard that the sandwiches have already been offered their own show on 7.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but is this segment building? Because I don't think the tea set was here last week.
And are these doilies?
They are. That was my idea.
Oh, well.
I brought them over from the ABC.
Good work. You're an absolute treasure, Paul. So what's it all about, Bob?
Well, of course, it's all building up to one thing. It's time for... I'll need a sandwich. Oh, thank you. It's time for... How delightful.
Excuse me, please. Could you be taking off the photograph?
Sure.
Thank you.
Should be a nice one.
My last photo.
How delightful.
Absolutely sensational. Pulled off with aplomb. Good stuff. Hessie, Are you and the boys going to fire up for us? Have you got a song in you? Something pertinent, perhaps?
Well, the Utes speak to me. The Australian utility vehicle with a dog in the back. I've got a song written by my dog called Stan, who's a red heeler Kelpie cross.
All right, that's a good dog there.
Yeah, he wrote the words. A bit hard with the chords, with the little paws, you know.
Yeah,
but,
sure.
yeah, I'd like to do it for you. It's called Crooked Fence.
Great.
Goes a lot like this.
Good stuff.
I start this one too. 1, 2, 3, 1. The kingdom's mobile phones, my defense. My crooked fence is a tragically thin line of defense. Well, I painted it green, it turned out red. Maybe it's the brush some asshole said of my crooked fence. Trouble with the law. I left a trail and the wolves are at my door. I'm running wild, chasing cars and my in-laws, but I draw the line. Take a spell, sifting through hell. Oh well. I'll tell you this, I'm in trouble with the law. I left a trail and the wolves are at my door. I'm running wild, chasing cars and my but I draw the line to my crooked fence. I just can't take the suspense. I'm a little brown dog just sitting on the fence.
Patchy to the couch. How are you, Patchy?
I'm mighty well, thanks, Mick.
That's all right. Good to have you on board. That's the way. Hey, boys, just before we get into it, I've been sifting through the women's mags. Had some spare time on my hands.
Good?
There is a couple of good stories I think we need to talk about. This is broadly coming under the banner of entertainment, Patchy. So
I'll take anything this stage. Anything.
Okay. Check this out. This is from New Idea. Have you seen the story about Prince William? They're saying he could be the next Royal Olympian.
How's that work?
Well, apparently he's like this triathlon kind of nutbag.
Is he?
And he can do it all, but I'm thinking the next Royal Olympian, who would have been the first? Fergie for shot put? I don't know. Who would that have been?
Well, Queen Victoria was murderous on snooker.
That's right. No. Greco-Roman wrestling.
Oh,
I'm sure that was her bag. There's another good story here. Here's a beauty. I love this one. George Michael wants to be a dad. Which means thank you. Which means he's probably going to have to start hanging out in women's toilets. It's a bold move. It's a bold move, but you know that's how far he's going to have to go. I'm now in the New Weekly. This is an interesting story. Here's a fairly poor taste quote from Pete Sampras regarding Barbara Streisand. Pete
They've always hated each other.
No, ever since they played mixed doubles at some stage and it went wrong. Pete said, I'd want someone a little younger than that in regards to Barbara. She's what I call a pitching wedge. She looks good from about 150 yards away. From 150 yards away, though, you'd still be able to touch your nose.
I'd hate to hear who he considers
Flash
a
up
wood.
those numbers.
Flash up the numbers. Keep them coming. We're in for the long haul. Here's another interesting story. Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee have put their Malibu Love Nest on the market. And I believe, as we speak, both Pamela and the house are open for inspection. There was all right. Jeez Louise.
It's contractual.
It's in my contract. That's right.
Most people have seen the inside of the house on that video too, so there's no need to go for a tour at all.
That's right.
I've seen all the good
Pick up
bits.
the video, watch it from home. And the other interesting thing I saw, it's in the women's mags, but this was actually on Dave Letterman last week. It was an appearance from Callista Flockhart, where Dave was asking her about the furor surrounding her weight. Here's what she had to say.
I don't really pay attention anymore. I'm very, very bored with the whole thing. It's boring, but you know, I would like to take this opportunity just to tell the press to kiss my skinny white ass.
She's doing your material, Tone. That's my material. That's outrageous.
Hey, there was a good story about her during the week. Apparently she slagged off some newspaper theatre reviewer who bagged her show, but she actually got the wrong guy.
Right.
And the article that I was reading had the phrase, Callista Flockhart was forced to eat her own words. But apparently she was seen bringing them up in the car park.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
Someone else I know you're a big fan of is Bill Gates.
Oh, yeah.
And has anyone seen clips from the Bill Gates movie they've done? They've done a made-for-TV movie, and it's a serious, keep in mind, it's a serious film about Bill Gates. Do you think they've made him look a bit nerdy? Have a look at this still. Here, this is what he looks like. There he is. Look at that. It's the bloke from Sling Blade. Some folks call it software. And that is, in fact, the bloke who was the nerd in the Breakfast Club. So it's top casting there.
Anthony Michael Hall.
Anthony Michael Hall.
One of the John Hughes stable.
That's right. Now, Patchy, it's good that you're here. What is going on with Stanley Kubrick's Eyes Wide Shut? I'm told that we're getting the censored version here in Australia that they're seeing in America. What have you heard?
And the Europeans are getting the saucy version. We're getting what's been dubbed as the Austin Powers version, where...
Now, what does that mean?
That means kind of indiscriminate objects will all of a sudden kind of flash up in front of the flashy, saucy bits.
Oh, okay.
There's an orgy scene, apparently, and they've had to make phony digital people walking past just as a naughty bit. And here's a review that's on the internet last night on Mr. Showbiz, and they say, the movie's funniest moment comes when you realise the Warner Brothers special effects team has digitally pasted in the same naked blonde 3 times to cover up the background nookie.
Wow.
So there's something to look out for.
What's going on? What do you mean there's an orgy scene but people just walk on by? Like,
they just...
Morning all!
Someone just walking through...
As you were! Yeah, keep going. Gorgeous day.
Someone's just walking through the table tennis bat at an appropriate moment, apparently.
Fantastic. Eyes Wide Shut, when are we getting that here?
When are we getting it, Patchy?
August 5, we're talking.
And are they saying it's good?
The reviews were exceedingly positive. I'd say 80% pro, 20% con. That adds up to 100.
It does.
Okay, we'll check that during the commercial break, just to make sure he's not having us on there.
So there's maths in this show.
That's
what
right.
I like. But this leads me to what I wanted to talk about, and that is Stanley Kubrick. As we know, was a great filmmaker, and you know everyone's celebrating his life at the moment, and we're talking about his technical perfection and how he was a perfectionist. He'd do 100 takes to get something right. So I was determined to present a mistake from a Stanley Kubrick film tonight, and I think I found one. And in fact, this is a moment from Lolita, the Stanley Kubrick version, which Ivan Hutchinson actually pointed out to me years and years ago. Have a look. Just first, here's the opening scene of Lolita, so you know what we're talking about. It's James Mason walking around Peter Sellers' house, and if you remember, there's nobody in the house, if you've seen the film, except for Peter Sellers under the sheet. But apart from him, there's nobody in the house, so we've established that.
Yep.
And now let's go back to the start of the scene and see if you can spot something. Just run the opening of that scene. Did you see it?
Hang on a second.
Did you spot it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, did you see what that was?
Was it at the very start? Someone was just exiting frame?
On the dissolve from outside to inside. Just run it again. I think we've pointed it out. Watch this. You have to be quick. Hello, who's there? I just love it when stagehands accidentally appear in shot in old films.
That's fantastic.
And I've got another one for you. Do you remember, your mum would love this film, The Bandwagon.
Oh,
with Fred Astaire.
It's an old favourite.
Here's a clip. Have a look at this. See if you can spot the stagehand in shot. Here we go.
Primrose Paradise.
Louisiana Hayride. That was the smack my bitch up of its era. Very controversial. References to gingham, hayrides. Keep watching. Hello, there he is.
Yep. Where? I missed it.
Just okay. Can we run it again with the hand?
I didn't see that.
With the finger. Just run it again. Here we go.
Well, if you is really...
There he goes.
Hello.
Stagehand in shot. So obviously we're saying if you've got any footage of stagehands in shot, send them into the Mick Molloy program.
That's just brilliant.
And that's all I've got for you.
What do you mean that's... Sorry,
How do you know he wasn't a carefully choreographed?
He could have been digitally added. That's to prevent a shot of a penis.
I mean, I know a lot of
people in the background.
I know a lot of people who say that dance routine wasn't complete until he pops up.
And cue stagehand.
That's been 6-week rehearsing, that.
Did you just say you're out?
Yeah, that's all I've got.
No. I thought the deal was you were going to come back and provide us with a little more Mini Mick. Mini Mick, who was such a highlight of the first show. We all love Mini Mick. He was great. What happened? You promised me more Mini Mick.
Too many complaints about Mini Mick.
Oh, come on.
Just didn't really happen.
Come on. I know you were up to something during the week.
Oh, look, I did go out doing street interviews with him like we used to.
Oh, okay.
But he didn't really have the knack for it.
He didn't?
I don't really think we need to see the
You don't want to?
footage.
I'd really like to.
It's a bit offensive.
What do you think? Do you want to have a look?
Could be construed as offensive.
It may be offensive, but what the hey?
Okay, he was very... Well, here, have a look. This is what happened. Sir, if you could have your choice of any band in the world to open the Olympics, who would you go for?
Right out of your ass! I vote out of your ass!
Just ignore Mini Mix. Which band? Any band at all?
Spice Girls. Right out of your ass! Right out of your ass! Right out of your ass!
Who's those guys that did about the baked beans?
Mother Goose?
Yeah.
Maybe the Wiggles.
I'll blow out of your ass!
Which one would you go for, gentlemen?
The Mount Gambier Blue Lake Highland Pipe Band.
I'll blow out of your ass!
They're a top outfit, are they?
You haven't seen anything like it.
Blow out of your ass! Blow out of your ass!
I'd like to see, say, a reformed Nick Barker and the Reptiles.
No. No, thanks.
Sir, the Olympics, is it shot through? Do you think we should just give the whole thing away?
Yeah,
Blow out of your ass! 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 Blow out of your ass!
If you could have any band in the world open the Olympics in the year 2000, who would you go for?
Oh, that's a hard one.
Blow out of your ass! 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 Blow out of your ass!
Not sure what's wrong with it. You were saying Which band? Any band in the world?
Any band in the world. Oh, Kerry Ann Kennelly.
Blood out of your ass!
Or, oh, my mind's gone blank.
Blood out of your ass! Blood out of your ass! Blood out of your
No, I
ass!
haven't heard of them. I haven't heard of them.
Blood out of your ass!
Backstreet Boys.
Backstreet, all the
Human Nature.
Nature.
Human Nature?
Yeah.
Blood out your ass. It's all in good fun.
Good work.
He needs a bit more finessing.
Needs a bit more finessing. What do we all think of Mini Mick? They didn't seem too happy.
Oh, we'll be hearing from them later, I'm sure.
I'm sure we will, but before we hear from them, we're going to hear from Patchy. How are you, bro?
Very well, thanks, Mick.
What have
Very
you
well.
brought to the table?
To
the couch?
I brought to the table some information.
Oh, yeah.
That information is that one of the masters of modern music is amongst us once more.
Mm-hmm.
You know who I'm talking?
No idea.
I'm talking last name Yankovic, second name Al, first name Weird.
Putting the pieces together. Slowly but surely. I think we're talking about Weird Al Yankovic.
I thought it was the Thompson twins.
Yeah, I know. It was a phrasing thing. It was a phrasing thing.
And what's he up to? What's he been cooking up down the shed?
A lot of people have been saying he's been sitting on his hands since his 1996 hit Amish Paradise, which was a takeoff of Gangster's Paradise.
Right. Yes.
But he hasn't been sitting on his hands exactly. He's come up with a parody of a very small art house film that came out about 2 months ago. Not many people would have seen it. It was called Star Wars: The Phantom Menace.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, this particular clip tells the whole story, so if you haven't seen the film, go out and kind of make a cup of tea or something. This is an absolute spoiler.
Yeah.
It was the first time it's been shown on Australian TV.
Wow, that's special.
Yeah,
Sure is. Crikey.
And the name of the track is called The Saga Begins, and it is a film clip gold, let me tell you.
Okay, shall we have a look? Lovely. Beautiful. That was sweet.
That had a bit of, I think that had something in it that we can get at the chemist, Mick.
That was ephemeral. It was beautiful.
I think it's ephemeral, that's the name, yeah.
That's the one?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Oh, well, it's all dreamy. Welcome back, everybody. Hey, who was Weird Al Yankovic? That was great. I really enjoyed that. I didn't see The Phantom Menace myself. Did you? You boys both would have seen it?
Yeah, I saw it. I thought it was a huge letdown.
What happened?
Well, there's so much talk about tariffs and tax and trade. It's like the GST debate with Space Muppets. Really? For 2 hours. And remember Princess Leia in the early ones?
Sure.
Kind of sexy and feisty and ready with a gag. Well, the princess in this one just spends the whole film looking like, oh, I've forgotten to set the video for Party of 5. It's just piss weak princess.
Was that 2 thumbs down, Tony?
That's 2 thumbs down.
What do you want from The Phantom Menace, though, Tony?
Oh, a semblance of storyline would have been at the beginning.
You're so picky.
Tariffs, tax, trade.
All right, you two. Let Bob get a word in. Nothing coming. Bob, I feel obliged to ask you at this point, how's your week been?
Well, it started quite strangely, actually, Mick. I was approached by Funk and Wagnall's Encyclopedia, who offered me a substantial amount of money to use this show to promote their product.
And what did you say?
Well, obviously I turned them down. I felt it would compromise this show to accept the offer.
Sure. May I ask, Bob, how you communicated your rejection?
Mick, I wrote them a letter using a piece of paper. Paper has, of course, been used as a means of communication since it was first made in China from the bark of the mulberry tree in AD 105.
I see. I suppose you could just as easily have used the telephone.
Well, certainly since 1877, the telephone has been a popular way of getting a message across, yes.
It must have been frustrating for the inventor of the telephone.
Alexander Graham Bell?
Yes, having invented the telephone, I bet the first thing he wanted to do was ring someone and tell them, but of course, he had the only one.
But seriously, encyclopedias are an invaluable source of knowledge.
But Bob, isn't it time now to delve into a book of a different kind?
Yes, it is, Mickey. It's time to delve once again into Bob's Scrapbook, a collection of moments, images and episodes. You the artist?
Yeah. You like that one?
It's just beautiful. The light is so evocative.
Yeah, it's an extraordinary time of day in the bush. First thing in the morning, and the sun rises behind those mountains. It casts those long shadows. Gives the whole landscape a kind of a luminous quality.
It's just beautiful. So, do you do any nudie stuff?
Beg your pardon?
Naked women, that sort of gear.
Yeah, I got a bit out the back.
Great.
A visit from the law.
Morning, sir.
G'day.
I'm looking for a Mr. David Creswell.
There's no one of that name here.
You live here on your own?
No, there's a girl who lives here too.
Got some proof of identification on you, sir?
Yeah, sure.
How long you lived here?
Since June of last year.
June of last year?
Yeah.
Still got your old address on the licence there?
Yes, I must have forgotten to change it.
You might want to get onto that.
I will. Okay, thanks.
Just a moment, sir. You want to just step out on the driveway? A couple more questions.
Okay.
So you no idea where this David Creswell could be?
No.
Wasted trip then?
Yeah.
I don't suppose you've done anything wrong, have you?
No.
No one you want to point a finger at?
No.
Not someone you don't like, but you want to get into trouble?
No.
Completely wasted trip.
Yep.
Ah, jeez. Could really have done with a result on this one.
Things not going too well for you?
Right, just can't seem to solve any crimes, can't seem to make any arrests. Not your problem, mate. Not your problem.
Listen, mate.
Yeah.
Look, I'm David Creswell.
What?
I gave you a fake ID. I'm David Creswell. I'm him. Slap the cuffs on and we'll go.
Jeez. Seems kind of unfair. You've been so helpful. Look, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll go back to the station. I'll tell them I've spoken to you. You've shown me some ID that says that you're Mark Goldstone. I mean, that's the truth, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Thank you. That's really nice of you.
Well, fair's fair.
Yeah. You got to go and do that right now?
I'll go and do that now.
Wait, it's just I've only just put the kettle on. It seems a shame to.
Got biscuits?
Yeah.
Great.
You live locally?
I'm just around the corner, yeah.
Right, okay.
Well, we're locked out.
Open this up.
June?
Hi, how are you?
Good, thanks.
What can I do you for?
I think I'll have a screwdriver.
Good choice. I make a particularly mean one. Now, what we need for a screwdriver is a generous measure of Russian vodka. Screwdriver's off.
Okay, How about a Manhattan?
Manhattan, where it all happens. What we need is a generous measure of Scotch whiskey.
We're going to have to let you go.
I understand. Shall I clean up?
Oh, I'll do this. Complimentary nuts, so.
It's turning into quite a substantial document, Bob's scrapbook. But it's great fun indeed. Hey, shall we liven the mood up just a tad right now?
What have you
Shall we turn up the heat? Well, you know, there's a bit of an ugly incident earlier with the first band we had on. Their manager assaulted me, basically. Yeah. So they've been sacked. And we've replaced them with another band. I'm sure you're going to prefer them. It's the Harvey St James Combo!
Nothing to bother. Here's to me, no second chance. Put it down into the machine and make it spin, Lord. Make it spin. That tea laundry. They got some. That tea laundry. That tea laundry, Lord. That tea laundry. They got some. That tea laundry. They got some. I got me another load waiting, so go on and get back into the sack. It's the load that I'm making. I'll see you never, ever come back. If you come back, I won't be there, cause I'll be washing another's hair. Watch yourself out that door. Watch yourself to the cleaners. I can't take it anymore. I got me a dirty penis. Harvey St James Combo, what about them? With Dirty Laundry, that was sensational. We'll be back in a minute. I'm stuck.
So I take to go and get the tools out of the van. When he gets there, Harry says, "What tools?" Oh, drink up, boys, we're on. Yeah. Oh. Do it, Paul.
We had to rehearse for hours. It was hard work. You know what made me laugh in that scene was we all got down the bar and they go, "Here, mate, you got to have a wig." I put it on. It looks exactly like my hair. He didn't need to wear one, exactly the same. Hey, Pendo's joined us. Say hello. Thanks, Mickey. And Pendo, you're not alone. You brought in a couple of very special guests, haven't you?
And I'll ask everyone to be on their feet. I don't care who you are. On your feet, please.
Hang on a second.
No. Today we are very lucky to have one of the finest contributors to Australian history, whether it be sport or anything, present with us tonight, and one of the most amazing gentlemen you will ever meet, Mr. Rick Charlesworth. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Hiya, Rick.
The lady sitting next to him, Mick, is Louise Dobson. She started off her career internationally with a gold at Atlanta, and it's been win-win-win from there for her. Been in the team for a number of years from Shepparton, local girl, and an absolute gun too. So it's a pleasure.
And of course, we are talking about Lou Dobson from the Australian women's hockey team, the Telstra Hockey Roos.
Exactly.
Which is probably the most successful sporting franchise in this country right now. Is that? Am I right or am I wrong, Rick?
You wouldn't want shares in it, I don't think.
You wouldn't want shares in it? No.
I'll just take you through his record, Mick.
Yeah, sure.
206 games, I believe. 166 victories, 20 draws and 22 losses. That's at about a 75% ratio. The blokes running business could do that.
Absolutely.
Right up the top, I think. But,
I think you're right.
He's had a spell in politics.
I know.
Decided to turn his hand at cricket for Sheffield Shield for a couple of years
That's
as well.
right, WA.
And this is the time, Mick, when WA was probably like winning a sporting event award in WA was like winning it for the whole country. You had the likes of Dennis Sully, Rod Marsh, Stephen Michael.
Jump in any time you like.
Alan Bond.
You're a Dockers fan, eh?
Alan Bond. But where have you been today, Rick? You've been up the national titles are on, aren't they, at the moment up in Canberra? Semi-final day today?
Yeah, we've been up in Sydney watching the games there and...
Sydney, okay, right.
No. I was just tricking you. We nearly went to Sydney. There was fog in Canberra. You know how it is.
Okay,
sure.
Yep.
Sure.
But so how did that go today? Is it who's playing the final there
New
tomorrow?
South Wales plays the ACT tomorrow.
Louise, you're not in that tomorrow? The Melbourne team didn't go too well?
No, we didn't, but...
What happened, Lou? We've just given you the biggest rap. We all stood. You've come home empty-handed.
I know, I'm sorry about that. The Vicks came good at the end of the round games, unfortunately, so we've got a weekend off. So, yeah, the girls are fighting it out in Canberra this weekend.
Okay, and who's in the final tomorrow? Who's playing? Canberra playing, ACT are in it, are they?
Yep.
ACT are playing against New South Wales.
Okay, so a bit of a grudge match.
Right.
Okay.
And Rick, I understand, have you been selecting the national team for Europe while you're in Canberra?
We have. We've been adjudicating on that.
Yeah. And the team is selected, but it's not announced as yet?
It's close.
So you get a go?
I reckon you might have made it. He wouldn't have brought you tonight if you were in it. You're in.
Could be a make or break, depending on what I say tonight, maybe.
Unless he's going to drop a bombshell on you right now.
They've just had the Champions Trophy too. Last month, the Champions Trophy in Brisbane. Managed to win that for the 5th successive time, is that right? And it doesn't really get mentioned much, but that's an amazing... And Champions Trophy's like winning one of the majors. And basically, they've won everything on their side. A couple of World Cups during Rick's time and Olympic gold here and there.
Can I ask, Rick, it's quite fascinating because you played with the men's team for so long and you've been to 5 Olympic Games yourself, haven't you? So they must see you coming and go, not you again, but you played with the men's team and I know they've pursued you to actually coach the men's team. What is the fascination with the women's side? Why are you so committed to coaching the women's hockey team?
Oh, I think I had the chance, but the prospect of trying to win again in Sydney was the greater challenge, and I thought, well, the easy job was to go and take the men. This is the harder task, as you can imagine.
I imagine indeed. Can you answer this for me? It's something that we were all talking about at the office last night. In terms of sport, we all know how to motivate a group of men, and it's usually like you yell at them and you scream at them and you kick them in the pants and you throw pies at them and you go nuts. Is it a different... I mean, and I'm asking this because I don't know anything about women. Does that work, or do you have to change your approach in any way?
Well, I don't think that works with men and women for the long term. Right. Perhaps it works in the short term.
In the short term.
But no, I think it's a different task. It's about the preparation, you know, the results really born in the preparation.
Sure.
And I think that the one thing you can say about the women is that they're less egocentric than the men.
So
they're more willing.
Okay. Spot on there. Do you know, this has been one of the most...
They're more willing to play for the team.
More willing to play for the team. What's been amazing... All right. Let's get off. One of the most amazing sporting stories going around in the world at the moment is the American women's soccer side. And for some reason, that team seems to have galvanised the entire nation. And is it because of that backlash against the professionalism of male sport? In that, I mean, they do strike for more money. They've had it over there in terms of baseball and and basketball and all that. And you see pictures of the women's soccer team in the USA standing around after games for 4 or 5 hours signing autographs. And it seemed to be the biggest soccer story, or the biggest sporting story coming out of America in the last few months. Is there some kind of changing of the guard there? Do you think women's sport is getting a better profile, or is more acceptable now than it used to be?
I think it's getting better all the time, and we saw that in the Australian Open, I think, this year, didn't we?
Yeah.
Venus Williams serves the ball 170 k's an hour. They're starting to get much, much better than they were. I think what's happened in the United States is that they have this gender equity thing, and now if you've got a college football team, you've also got to have a soccer and a hockey team for women.
Right.
And so you've got enormous resources for women's sport in the USA, and that's starting to bear fruit.
Do you know when hockey lost it for me? When they weeded out the hockey 1, hockey 2, hockey 3.
It's been a while, that, Nick.
I snapped my stick in half and stormed off. I said, if you take that out of the game, it's over. What happened there? What happened, Rick?
Speed up the game, wasn't it, Rick? Pretty much, been a lot of rule changes.
That was the dull bit, you know, but you liked it.
I love it. Hockey 1, hockey 2, hockey 3, I'm off!
Now, Louise, I've got to ask you something. I used to grow up watching this bloke play, and he was the fiercest competitor on the ground.
He was a nasty pass.
No, well, he wasn't. He handed out, though, fairly, but in control of the game. And he also used to practically umpire the game when it was on as well. Seriously. Now, during match practice, he doesn't play veterans or anything like that, because I think they'd probably cut him down. He's getting a bit slower too, by the looks of it too. But
you didn't come here for this, did you?
No, I don't know. He told me that.
That's all fair.
When he joins in match practice, now he's very, very competitive. Does it ever get heated? Like.
Can I just say there's only one thing that's probably changed between the time you're talking about and now is probably Rick's age. But nothing has changed.
He's changing that selection panel right now. There's an opening at half-back.
But no, he's a very fierce competitor, and there's good and bad things about being on Rick's team at training. One good thing is that you know you're definitely going to win. Your team's definitely going to win. The bad thing is that everyone knows that your team's going to win, so they'll hate you anyway. So,
Hey, I just want to ask Lee. We know with most sportsmen at the top of their game, there's a sole association of groupies and hangers-on and all that stuff. Does it happen for you guys? Are you knee-deep?
I'll lead the crew.
She's taking a restraining order out against you. You've been an absolute disgrace. That's how we got her on the show. He was knocking on our window at 3 in the morning. Come on, Lou!
No, I can say confidently that we haven't had too many problems outside the change rooms with queues of men waiting for us. But as Rick said, the profile is definitely increasing, which is a great thing, and there's lots of good things happening in the next 12 months.
And what is on your mind? Because you've got the next 12 months. Is the Olympics, is that the big one at the end of the
There's
end
a bit
of the
to
road?
come before then, though, isn't there? Some
that's
tournaments
right.
coming
I mean,
up.
it's very busy. I mean, obviously that's the ultimate, I think, for every athlete, elite athlete at this level at the moment. With the Olympics just 15 months away, but we've got a tour to Europe just coming up next week, actually, for 3 weeks.
Beautiful.
And we've got another Champions Trophy next year as well. So there's a lot of test matches that are going to be happening throughout the year and also all of next year. So there's a lot of training sessions to be had yet.
Who's your nemesis? Is it the Netherlands? Is they the big team? Are they the only real threat to...
I don't think there's ever only one real threat, but at the moment I think...
That's the key to
All
focus.
right,
Everyone's
I'm tuning in.
That's the key, though.
Right.
Everyone's a threat, Rick, aren't they? Korea, the US, anyone can do it.
Well, I agree with you.
Yeah, spot on.
But you are right, the Dutch are a very tough team. And
you know your hockey, Mick.
I know. Can you answer me this, Rick? How come, like, the men's side is probably, they win as many games during the course of a natural year, but they never seem to bag it at the Olympics. We always seem to fall over in the men's hockey. When was the last time we won gold?
Well, we haven't.
We haven't.
That's a sore point, so we won't go near that one.
Have I asked the wrong question? But they do. They win the World Championships. They win everything, and then we get to the Olympics, and you know.
Well, they just won the Champions Trophy as well.
I'm very confident it'll happen.
You're pretty confident. This is the year. Rick said. I'll get on it.
Now, Rick,
put my house on it.
1980 was probably the best chance, you reckon? 1980 was the best chance, and we didn't go because of the boycott at Moscow?
Well, we blamed Malcolm Fraser for that, didn't we?
Yes, but we didn't. Yeah, he didn't go. That was the best chance, though. We were ranked 1 at that time.
Well, we had a good chance then, but we had other chances.
But, okay. He's also been credited with the changing of the game, too, to an extent. Now...
Yeah, hockey 1, hockey 2, hockey 3. I tell you.
No, I'm talking about making it more attractive for the spectator, but it hasn't caught on here as much, but it is progressing in the game, you think?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, how come there are no left-handed hockey sticks? There are no left-handed hockey sticks.
Righto.
Everyone, if you're right, you get a hockey stick and it's right-handed. What if you're left-handed? What do you do?
Well,
Let's
you
see
just
how
hold
good he is too,
hold
Mick.
it with the other way round. You know?
Oh, okay, it's that simple, is it? And what's it?
Instead of doing that, you do that.
You do that. So you're holding it in reverse. It's like a reverse backhand.
I reckon you can do it.
I've always wanted to take you on. Let's go.
Shot, though.
What's this?
Well,
Well,
here's
stand again, Mick. Come
a
on.
bit of live magic for you people. I'm not doing it.
Down here,
No, I'm not doing it unless I'm allowed to do hockey when hockey do it.
Louise, down here, let's go.
I'll have a go.
You go.
There we go. Can we bet on this?
No, Rick, come on.
Rick, I can see one of your top players having
Right,
an
let's go.
eye taken out. I wouldn't stand for this. Oh, there's some theatre. It's on. It's pandemonium. On that bombshell. We might go to a break, I think. Arch, is there
Come on,
anything
Louise,
else we
get it off
need
me,
to
come
do? We'll go to a break. Pendo, he's on fire. It's all happening. On your load. Hey, you boys! Hey, Patchy. Hey, Tone. Say hi to Lou and Rick.
How you doing?
They're joining us.
Very good.
They're Olympians.
Hey, that Pendo's coming along, isn't he?
We've just got to coax him out of his shell, I reckon. Everything will be all right. Hey, we're under the gun here. We're running a little late, and there's golf coming up. We don't want to get those golf nuts offside. Patchy, we got in a nutshell, what's going on in the world of entertainment we need to know?
Just quickly, Mick AFCAP, as he's known in the business.
AFCAP.
The artist formerly known as Prince.
Oh, what's he done?
He was caught making love in a Minnesota cinema this week.
Oh, yeah. To himself?
No, there was... No, he was partying like it was 1999, and hey, it is 1999.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But it was his de facto live-in lover. I think what's his girlfriend's name?
Oh, mate, what is this? 20 questions on Prince.
I know.
Can I buy a vowel?
But yeah, they were arrested and detained for questioning by Minnesota police. But they were released because Prince had booked the cinema on his own, so he was fine. I don't know how they caught him.
So he was the only person in the cinema?
They were the only two people in the cinema, but they were arrested. There's some kind of dodgy tip-off going on.
And wasn't this actually posted on his own internet site?
It wasn't. This information was not released through newspapers. It was released on his website, which is www.loveforOneAnother.com.
So he's gone and he's booked the cinema, he's had sex with someone, then he's rushed home and put it on his own internet site.
Well, I think he also called the cops on his mobile.
Down to the pub to tell your mates. But internationally.
That's AFCAP's version of doing
How is
that.
this news?
Hey, it's piping hot off the net. Yes. That's why it's news.
It's off the net.
We were first.
Exactly. And I am taking you there.
Now, what else is going on?
And just quickly, The Matrix 2 and 3 looks like being shot in Sydney probably early next year.
Because we are now a third world country and our currency is so low, you can basically make two films for the price of the one. Well done, everybody. That's pretty much how it works.
And will they be having... The great thing about The Matrix is it's set in a sort of anonymous, sort of futuristic city. It's in Sydney, but they haven't got too many kind of references to Sydney or anything. But if you look closely, the Commonwealth Bank keeps coming up and you're going, oh, there's going to be at least one branch in the future left. That's good to see. This is the Commonwealth Bank keeps coming up. John Laws gets paid every time he goes to The Matrix. That's what I'm doing.
Fantastic.
Keeping the banks alive.
What else you got, Patchy?
Well, Mickey, the film that's been on the tip of everybody's tongue this week has been South Park, Bigger, Longer and Uncut.
Oh, well, there's a... they're as controversial as we are these days, aren't they?
Here's how it's described. This is a review in a Melbourne newspaper yesterday. It could apply to this program, I should point out. It's a torrent of swearing, farts, vomiting, unbelievable sexual couplings and references to the anal canal. Now, I've been right through the atlas and the anal canal...
It's a series of channels, Tony.
It's been the French disputed.
Rick, do you like you into South Park yourself?
My 14-year-old said I should say seedy but hell funny.
Okay, we've got it. Because what's your favourite TV show?
Simpsons.
Simpsons. All right, it's not a bad program. I'd love to swing a camera around, but under the conditions of his visa, we can't. But there's a bloke over there you might want to have a yak to afterwards. He might be able to fill in a few of the blanks for you.
We can only show him if it's pixelated according to equity. Or we could have Richard Roxburgh playing him. He's Australian. We can't cut to him.
And where's that film? Where's the South Park film we're talking about now?
That is the South Park film, and all I can say about this film, it's not the cinematic Antichrist, it's just a very naughty film. And if we have a look at this clip, you'll get the general idea. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
Thank you all for coming on such short notice.
This just isn't like you, Stanley. What did my son say, Mr. Mackey? Did he say the S word?
No, it was worse than that.
The F word?
Well, here's a short list of the things they've been saying. Okay.
Oh, dear God. Young man, you will tell Mr. Mackey this instant where you heard all these horrible phrases.
We can't tell you. We all took a sacred oath and swore ourselves to secrecy. It was the Terrence and Phillip movie. Dude, what? You guys, I want to get out of here.
Terrence and Phillip? Those Canadians?
Excuse me, what the heck is Terrence and Phillip?
Terrence and Phillip are two very untalented actors from Canada. Nothing but foul language and toilet humor.
Well, I guess I'll have to send a warning letter out to parents before more children see Terrence and Phillip.
Everybody's seen it.
Eric!
I'm sorry, I can't help myself. That movie has warped my fragile little mind.
That's offensive.
Oh, it's an outrage.
Yeah, that is disgraceful.
Let's start writing to the papers now.
We will.
That's too much. And when's that released?
It was released Thursday, Mick.
Oh.
It's already out there.
I've had other things on my mind, my friend. I'm taking it one day at a time at the moment, Patchy. Just happy to be here. So is that it? We're done with South Park? We know all we need to know?
I think we're effectively done, but I have brought you some more.
Is there another clip? I thought you had a second clip.
I have a second clip. Can I go there?
Can we go? Come on.
Do we watch the second clip?
Second clip, second clip, second clip. That's decided. We've got to go.
Okay, two of the most charming aspects of the South Park film is that, A, it depicts Saddam Hussein in a gay relationship with the devil. And actually delivers him a Dutch oven with exquisite precision.
Are we going to see that?
No, we can't see that.
Boo! What happened? It's an R-rated film and all they gave you was the G clips.
Actually, it's at M8.
It's nearly 11:30. It's 11:30.
I know.
We can go saucy.
The distributors.
The golf's going to be blue.
No, the distributors wouldn't play Hockey 1, Hockey 2, Hockey 3 with us. They've given us something else G-rated. And, yeah, the second most charming aspect of the film is that it baits Canadians. The US declare war on Canada during the film. And the interesting way the film depicts Canadians is that the top half of their head flaps around. If we have a look at this vision, you'll get what I'm talking about. Have a look.
Terrence and Phillip will not be released. They are going to be put on trial for corrupting America's youth. We don't know what all the fuss is about.
The fuss is about taking our citizens. It's about not censoring our art. It's about... What's the damn funny?
Nothing. Could you tell us again what your argument is all about?
This is not about diplomacy. This is about dignity. This is about respect. This is about realizing that humor is... Release Terrence and Phillip, or we'll give you something to cry about.
That doesn't seem too controversial to me. What did the audience think? The network aren't happy, Rick. Have you got something to take us out with, Patchy? Have you got something? We've got to go to a break. We've got to get cracking. Is there something going on that we need to know about?
Just one more thing, Mick. There's no business like monkey business.
You said it right, my friend.
30 years ago, Lancelot Link ruled that kingdom. But now there's a cable channel in New York. It appears on cable TV there every Tuesday night. It's called the Chimp Channel.
This is an entire channel devoted to chimp action.
It's 4 hours of chimp programming, all chimp programming per week.
Right.
The American version of the RSPCA are present at all times, so do not be alarmed. There's no fishing wire in the mouth.
For you?
Nothing like that. But this is a parody of a very popular science fiction program which we all know and love. But I think as soon as you see the first frame of this, you know what we're going to be talking about. Here is the Chimp Channel.
Hey, Sculler, sorry I'm late.
Moldy, turn out the lights.
Why?
It looks more dramatic. Moldy, do you know what time it is?
Sure, Sculler. It's 2:36 p.m. The current temperature is 78 degrees. Winds gusting from the north at 20 miles per hour. You want to know the latest sports scores?
Moldy, we have work to do. This is from the paw cuddle case. The victim was completely bisected.
Well, I'll bet he had half a mind to get out of the way.
Clevis Cuddle, Dana Sculler, the Y files. This is Agent Fox Moldy. Evidence suggests your father was killed at close range by a sharp metal object. Any idea what that may have been?
No, I don't. You're crazy.
And my theory is you witnessed an extraterrestrial invasion force attempting a short-range probe of your father with a secret flesh-splitting device.
Exactly. Aliens with a flesh-spitting thingy. Now, that's police work.
Fox, you have no evidence to support your theory.
Oh, yeah? Check the old man's dental records. Here, look. Wait a second. Where's that tooth?
The tooth? It's out there.
The tooth is out there?
Yeah, in the car. Want me to get it?
Forget it. Besides, a smoking man can confirm my story, right?
Holdy's right. You see, government is they're oh, excuse me. Ow, bees.
You're a three-piece, now mysteriously you're a four-piece. What's going on?
Well, that's incredible. In fact, it's delightful that we've got Bob Franklin with us tonight to maybe play a bit of harp later on.
Wow, to take us out tonight. Well, stay tuned, everybody. There's a carrot. Sorry, Bob, that was outrageous behaviour. I feel really poor about that.
It's a really good carrot.
It's the best carrot, best damn carrot you'll ever see. It's not good. Hey, look, we're wrapping up. This is normally where we do late mail. We're under the gun arch, aren't we? I've got to keep going. I've got to mention one. Just was, dear Mick, thanks for mentioning me in your first show, you bastard. And that was Zach down at Couch Potato, who did find us the actual couches in the end, so thank you very much, Zach. We had a whole heap of other letters, which was feedback, sadly lacking on this show. We decided to bail, but that's it.
Look, Mick, I know the impression is that everyone hates the show, but we found some people who've actually enjoyed the first episode.
Oh, really?
Can we roll that footage? Have a look at this.
What's your opinion of Mick Molloy?
I think he's very nice. He's very attractive. Talks very nice. Oh, he's good. I like him. He's all right.
Very good. Enjoy it very much. I like him very much.
He's got common sense and he's well spoken.
I know him. I don't go to theatres or anything of that sort, mister, if that's what it is.
Ever watch television?
No. Not radio either.
Wearing hats?
No, got no time for it.
What is your opinion of people who attempt to write their own names in urine on live television?
Oh, well, if they want to do it, that's all okay with me.
One segment featured a dwarf being savaged by a German shepherd. What's your reaction?
Not too good.
Why not?
Oh, there's a time and place for everything, you know.
You yourself wouldn't take part in Who Would You Sleep With if you were gay?
No, not at my age.
Would you be seen rubbing your bottom suggestively on a settee?
I don't think so. Nah, not likely.
Why not?
It's just not done.
The Mick Molloy Show, what do you think about it?
Well, I think it's a marvellous show. I watch it every night.
There you go.
And, we're all right. We're not all bad. I should just thank Philip Brady for conducting those interviews for us back in the 60s.
He showed a lot of foresight.
He was way ahead of his time.
It's time to wrap up. I'd like to thank everyone from Judith Lucy to Bob over there, especially to Rick and Lou. Thank you for coming by, and all the best in your sporting exploits over the next couple of years. Good luck to you all. Thank you, Patchy. Thank you, everyone in the audience. As we flag, there may be something going on over here. Are you going to take us home?
Mick, I've only got one thing to say. We're the can-do band, baby.
All right!
This song's called Let's Get Involved. Everybody join in. 1, 2, 3...
shots. A little hell is forgiven us. You got Picasso coming at you. You got asshole bumping into you. And I said, get a car, get a life, get a job, just get arrested. Just get involved. Come on! Flat free, free fat. It's big drawback from that smoking man. It's a big ass